It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day 4 in La Jolla Shores. So, today has been some heavy lifting. It took 3 guys almost the entire day to dig these gorgeous aloe ferox out of the backyard where they were completely lost amongst some other foliage and into our new and improved, elevated, retained bed. I'm so pleased with how those turned out and with the masterful job that Nate and Mel and Kevin did getting those things moved without damaging a single flower on those stalks. So kudos, guys, on that. What? Yeah, and they came all the way from the backyard. I went ahead and cleaned out underneath and laced out these old crassulas. I took oh my gosh, 10 wheelbarrows of crap out from underneath these plants. You wouldn't have believed it. It's like a really good haircut. This pot had some really neat elements going for it. It had this really neat piece of driftwood, this opuntia, some anti-purpureum, kalanchoe bayarensis. So I went ahead, pulled everything out, raised the soil level, and then just replanted these with trimmed roots. And I added a couple of blue pearl, graptovaria, some sedum morganianum, and then this big old portulacaria. It's literally been kicked around the front yard the entire time we've been here. So I popped it in for instant gratification. Cullen and Hannah were able to divide one of these cordyline, so now we have 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 cordyline in these pots. They cleaned out all of the other stuff, pumped up the soil, and then we will just top dress. We're going to keep that simple. I'm not going to plant those heavily with other things. I finished the fountain. We will, of course, be doing some top dressing rock around it where you see dirt. And Cullen and Hannah have completed the Tropical Oasis extraordinaire. I mean, this is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I could just stand here and look at this all day. Mangaves, bromeliads. Look at those Echeveria blue atoll that Hannah tucked in there. Portulacaria, millii. I mean, it's just absolutely loaded with beautiful, beautiful plants. We've even got some agave variegata back here. Some maybe carrot stripe. Who knows? Cullen is in the process of tucking some rejects into some gaps where you're seeing dirt. So the idea behind the Tropical Oasis was to really, really condense the plants very, very tightly, but also leave a lot of resting space. So all of this area where you see dirt will be Cali Gold 3/8 inch rock. We'll also be tossing in some of the Baja Cresta rubble hither and thither, but for the most part, this is done, and I just love it. I went ahead and planted out these 3 pots that were down here under the podocarpus tree. They hide some irrigation hardware. Greg is in the process of irrigating the agave.
And remember you had mentioned that you...
Yeah, I had said we were going to weave the irrigation through, but after more consideration, he felt that the better way to go was to ring them.
And why?
And yeah, I always err to Greg's expertise on this. He did make the rings especially wide to allow for plenty of growth of these blue flames. And they're really not going to need that much water, and we're in La Jolla, so it's right on the ocean. So no worries. Yes, also, don't forget the back, guys. So they put in some more mangave, Crassula argentea sunset. I love that blue atoll. They added a couple of more boulders, and look at how Hannah did a trio of Crassula argentea sunset variegata, Crassula ovata, and Crassula undulata.
It's actually 2 ungies.
Oh, 2 ungies. Those are going to knit together so beautifully over time. This red-headed stepchild that you see down here, we just haven't got this far yet. We've got 2 more days on this project. Tomorrow will be another rain day. We're going to make it. I'm going to ask the client for a couple of more workers for the last 2 days so we can be sure and get everything done. I still have a lot of boulders to place and plants to plant in this area down here. I want to put a couple of more boulders down here. But for the most part, I'm really liking the profile in the front. I don't want to overplant it. That's one of the beautiful things about this property that I can't take any credit for, is all of this incredible borrowed landscape. All of these mature, flanking, healthy plants that just give this garden such character. This is, oh my gosh, just absolutely gorgeous, and going to get gorgeouser and gorgeouser as time passes. So thank you guys so much for following. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for sharing this video, for subscribing, and you guys have a wonderful evening. Remember to breathe. Everything's going to be fine. We're all going to be okay. Get out in the garden, get your hands dirty. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, reporting from La Jolla with day 4 and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.